Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Eli, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how marketing agencies can save 10 to 30 hours a month by leveraging tech and a fractional accounting team. So, this video is for you if you want to spend less time doing your accounting, but you have no one to help you. Your current team is already spread thin, or you've been going at it alone. This is also for you if you're sick of Googling accounting questions, jumping into accounting jargon and legal compliance, and just trying to figure it all out. Or this video is also for you if you're sending your current accountant 3 emails a week and not hearing anything. This video is right for you if you're looking for an automatic, reliable, and accurate way to operate the financial and accounting systems of your business. However, this video is not for you if you don't want to reclaim 10 to 30 hours of your time a month. This is also not for you if you believe that accounting is pointless or only for big business, neither of which are true. My name is Eli Clark. I'm from OneBridge Accounting, and I help marketing agencies get 10 to 30 hours back each month. So let's talk about two different marketing agencies, both of which are doing their accounting. So here's agency number one. Agency number one does their bookkeeping in-house, and they use a CPA to file their taxes. What's the result? Well, every single month, they're doing 4 hours of bookkeeping, 2 hours of payroll processing, 4 hours of tracking down invoices and paying bills, and 2 hours of Googling how to do things in accounting because you forget and you don't know how to do things sometimes, right? And then at the end of the year, there's a mad scramble during tax season. Yikes. So they come to the conclusion that accounting is just a regrettably necessity of doing business. Now here's agency number two. Agency number two knows that accounting is all about systems. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, has said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Sporadically doing your bookkeeping and your accounting isn't enough." Agency number two has completely automated and systemized their accounting. And these systems are reliable, accurate, and provide real-time financial information that they use to provide key business decisions. These systems also allow them to focus on more work for clients. On the first day of implementation, their systems look like this: automated recording of routine transactions, systematized payroll processing, on-time billing and invoices, regular financial statements and reports, and proactive financial planning. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to be like agency number two. You'll have automated bookkeeping, invoice collection, bill payments, reporting, payroll taxes, all saving you 10 to 30 hours a month on your accounting. So step number one, choose your accounting software. If you want to automate your accounting, you definitely can't do it without software tools, and you need the best software tools. First, purchase a bookkeeping subscription with QuickBooks Online. There's other providers out there, but QuickBooks is by far the best as far as their integrations and different features that they have. QuickBooks is the leading accounting software for small businesses. If you already have a QuickBooks desktop, then you'll want to migrate to QuickBooks Online. There's just so much more benefits. For example, you can access your accounting software, you can access your billing, and access so many other things remotely from anywhere in the world, from your phone or from your computer, wherever you want to be. So pick the plan that has the features you want to use. There's 4 different plans within QuickBooks Online. For most people, Simple Start or Essentials is going to be best. It's going to have all the features that you need. You can add people to the software as needed. You can also send out automated bills. You can receive automated payments with the Simple Start and the Essential plan. They also, and it's not featured here, but they also have a solopreneur QuickBooks plan that I believe is $15 a month. So if that's you, that's a great fit as well. That's if you don't have employees, you're not doing a lot of transactions. So once you've selected the bookkeeping plan that's going to work for you, you want to then select the payroll software you want if you have employees to pay. You can use other payroll softwares like ADP or Gusto, but it's really convenient just to keep everything in the same ecosystem so they all work together. And they all do basically the same thing. So I would recommend you just move forward with QuickBooks. Payroll Core is really great if you're just starting out. If you're looking to add additional benefits, such as automations or time tracking, then you want to definitely go with Payroll Premium at least. Elite is just in case you want all those additional features. There's a lot of nitty-gritty things we could get into a little bit further, but you can go to QuickBooks' website and you can learn a little bit there. So click the payroll software that you want. And now what you're going to do is, now that you finish setting up your account, you're going to pay for the subscription and you're going to log in. Now, soon you'll be able to automate most of your accounting processes with this software. QuickBooks Online allows you to record your business transactions, pay contractors and employees, and it makes tax season 1,000% easier. Only if you maintain your books throughout the year, but it does make things way, way easier. Now that you have your software purchased, you need to get it set up properly. So that's step 2, setting up your accounting software. Your accounting software is a blank slate with enormous potential. You now need to set it up and train it to do the work for you. Without proper setup, your accounting software is just a waste of time and money on another tool. So here I'm going to teach you how you want to do this properly. So you actually need to go in and configure your chart of accounts, the different settings and automations to give you financial insights and free up your time. To configure your QuickBooks software, we follow a simple step-by-step process. This process takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how readily available your financial documents and financial information is. So step 1, you're going to gather your data and documents. If you're using QuickBooks Desktop right now, or you're using a different software, then you're going to want to collect that information in a file so that you can upload it to QuickBooks Online. You're going to set up your company information. So you're going to need things like your EIN, for you as the owner, your social security number, business address, those kinds of things. You're going to set up that company information. You're going to import the historical data and lists that you have. Maybe you have customers on that list, or you have data about transactions in the past from your bank account, whatever that is. You're going to import those. You're going to set up payroll within QuickBooks. You're going to customize sales templates and invoices, all those different things that you can automate within QuickBooks. You're going to connect other apps that you might be using. So let's say, for example, you're using Bill.com, or you're using Expensify, or maybe you prefer some of those types of payment processors. Maybe you're using Square. Whatever app you're using, QuickBooks Online has over 750 different integrations. So you're going to connect those apps that you are currently using in with QuickBooks. Then you're going to connect online payments. That way you can receive payments via ACH or via your bank online. So you're going to connect that. Connect bank feeds. That way QuickBooks Online can see what transactions you have going through your bank and through your credit cards and things. And then you're going to download the QuickBooks Online mobile app, and this will allow you to view your books and do your finances while on the go. So your accounting software at this point is now set up, and you're ready to move on to the next step. Now, people always miss 1 or 2 of these steps when configuring their QuickBooks account. Then they wonder why their accounting takes so long. So make sure you do all of this, and as we move a little bit long, make sure you're doing all of these steps, and that'll really help you save this time that we're talking about. Remember that you can sync bank accounts, credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, Venmo, and any other sort of apps or tools that you're using. Like I mentioned, QuickBooks has over 750 different app integrations that you can choose from. So step 2, now that we've got QuickBooks software set up, we're going to move on to step 3, which is to set up your chart of accounts. Now, we need to set up the expense categories of the business. In simple terms, a chart of accounts is the list of buckets that you're going to put your financial transactions into. It should be tailored to your business and carefully set up. Now, you can change your chart of accounts at any time. So if you are already using a software and you move into QuickBooks Online, you can now change your chart of accounts to better suit your business. You want to avoid probably changing it too much, because then you're not going to get any sort of financial information, and that'll make more sense as I continue here. So for example, a well laid out chart of accounts will separate your revenue, just all revenue, into revenue from web design, revenue from SEO services, revenue from paid ads, etc. And it also do this for expenses as well. So expenses for contractors, expenses for ad spend, expenses for software expenses, right? So whatever those expenses are, and you can get in and you can see a lot more detailed, what is my revenue, what are my expenses, and it'll give you a lot more information. Having a well thought out and tailored chart of accounts is what's going to give you greater financial insight and a better window into your agency's overall financial health. You'll be able to see which marketing services you bring in, which marketing services bring in the most revenue at what times of the year. I'll be using a demo account here to show you kind of how you can do this. So I'll pop back and forth between these tabs. So in order to set up your chart of accounts in QuickBooks, you're going to go here into our sample example. We'll let that load here. And we're going to go over to transactions on the left-hand side, and we're going to click on chart of accounts. Now, this is a demo account of a sample company, so this information is okay to see. But you can see here, these are the different types of accounts within this demo. So we've got accounts receivable, money that's owed to the company. We've got the balance of the savings account from the bank and the checking account from the bank right here. We also have an indication of inventory. So there's $596 worth of inventory within the company. And you can see, a bunch of other things. There's this asset, there's this truck that's worth $13,000. This is similar to your balance sheet, but a chart of accounts also includes information from your income statement. So it's going to include revenue and expenses, but it's also going to include things like assets and liabilities. So it's a collection of all of those things that you're going to divide your accounting up into. Now, if you want to edit any of these things, you just go up to here and you can click New. And let's say, excuse me, let's say, for example, we want to create a new account. Let's create a new income account. Excuse me, talking too much today. Okay, so let's say we want to create an income account. Let's say we want to create, and we want to know how much money we're making from web design. So we're going to say web design here. Okay, and we're going to select the account type, and this is going to be an income account. So we're going to click income. This is not going to be discounts or refunds given. This is going to be service income, right? And then I can write a description here, so revenue from web design services, right? And then this will give me an idea of kind of, where would this go on my profit and loss statement, my actual financial statement? It's going to go right here alphabetically, web design at the bottom, right? So then I can save this. Take a second here. And now I've added web design as a chart of accounts. I can go look for it here if I want to look for it. I can just do a quick search here. And there's web design, right? So it's an income account and it is service income, right? So what I can do later on, when we'll get to this a little bit later, but when I do my bookkeeping, I will want income from web design to go within this web design category, this chart, this bucket that I've created. And then later when I'm reviewing information and I'm looking at my revenue, I could say, I'm making $10,000 this quarter or this month from web design, and then I made $20,000 from SEO services, right? And then you can go on and see like, where am I? What is valuable to me? Where should we maybe focus our marketing budget? Where should we focus other key business decisions, right? So that's why bookkeeping and why chart of accounts is so important, because it allows you to make strategic decisions about the rest of your business, right? So that's an example. Let's go back to this here. So that's an example of how we can set up our chart of accounts. I went through this already, but you're going to click New. A good chart of accounts is going to be tailored to your business. It can be as specific or as broad as you'd like. The whole point of categorizing financial transactions like this is to make comparisons over time that will allow you to make data-driven decisions as your business grows. So we can see month to month, we can see quarter to quarter, we can see year to year. That'll enable us to do that. Now, the next step is to ensure you automate your routine transactions. Step 4, automating your bookkeeping. Every business has some routine transactions that occur every month or at some other regular interval, maybe once a quarter or once a year. You can use QuickBooks Online to create automation rules that streamline the recording of these transactions. So again, we're going to jump back into QuickBooks. We're going to go down to transactions, and then we're going to go to rules, or we're already in chart accounts. We could go over to rules here. Now you can see in this demo account, there's no rules right now, but if I click go to rules, there's nothing set up, but I'll click new rule here. And let's say I want to, maybe I have HubSpot as my CRM, right? So let's just say HubSpot transaction. That's what we'll call this, right? So this is money out, and let's say it comes out of my checking account, because that's the card I have on file with HubSpot. And then what I want it to do is I want it to contain the description, HubSpot, okay? And then I can test this rule to make sure it's working if I have the transactions in here. For this demo account, there's no HubSpot, so testing it's not going to do anything, but normally you'd want to test it to make sure that the rule is working. But we'll just go in here. Okay, we missed a spot right here. So we scroll down a little bit. Okay, we're going to say this is an expense. We're going to select a category, and we're going to put this probably under, I would put this under software expenses if we have one. Let's see if there is a software in this demo account. Looks like there's not, but QuickBooks is really nice because see, it just did this pop up, and now I can add a chart of accounts here, right? So I can add an expense. Let's say I want to add an expense here, and I want this expense to be called software. So, right. So if I don't have it, QuickBooks will help me to add it right away. And then let's say this is, we could say that this is general and administrative expenses, right? So I'm going to put software under that. So I'm going to click Save and Close. I've got my category. And then I can even, if I have my payees in here, for example, I have HubSpot in here, that'll help me to track how much I'm paying HubSpot over a long period of time, or Bob's Burger Joint, or Cal Telephone, or whatever the different people that I'm paying are. So it has a lot of different integrated features, which are really great and you can get into. So I'll save that here, and you can see this rule is now set up, right? And you can do different priorities, like priority 1 over priority 2 for different automations that you do on a regular basis. But what these rules are going to do and why they're so valuable, this is just kind of a walkthrough of what this is. Why these are so valuable is that using conditional logic, you can set automated rules for any uncategorized transactions that you have. So this is your regular expenses, revenue from credit cards, payroll transactions, whatever you want that to be. Now, most agencies are going to have software expenses. I showed you an example of what if we did HubSpot. So what that'll do is it'll, on a regular basis, do your transaction recording for you. So you don't need to go there and do it manually. This is going to save you so much time. Now, once you've got set up all of your automations that you want to focus on streamlining your payroll and your contractor payments. So step 5, streamlining your payroll processing. If you have employees or independent contractors they work with, then streamlining your management and payroll of their hours should be a top priority for you. This takes up a ton of time. For most agencies, payroll and labor costs are their largest and most complicated expenses. Luckily, QuickBooks Payroll and time tracking makes this process a lot easier. You can have employees clock in and out of various projects. So let's say you're doing a web design project for client A, and you're also doing a web design project for client B. You can have them clock in different hours for those different projects, and you can either do billable hours or you can just use that to understand internally what your expenses are. You can see location of people clocked in real time, and you can process payroll on schedule. QuickBooks also has a system for automating the payment of your payroll taxes, which frees up a lot of mental bandwidth and time that you would be spending on payroll taxes. So to get started on QuickBooks, you're going to click on payroll. You're going to click on QuickBooks Online Payroll, and then it'll walk you through this whole onboarding process. You're going to need a lot of information as far as like your EIN and your SSN and that kind of information. But then you can just very quickly add employees or contractors to that. It'll send them an email, ask them to fill out all that information. So you're not asking for that directly from your employees, but they're going to fill that out for you. That's going to save you a ton of time, and it's going to put them in QuickBooks, and they'll have an employee section where they can log into their account. They can see what their hours are. They can request tax information that they need, and it just makes things a lot more convenient, kind of almost like an HR solution as well for you. So you've added your employees and contractors, and you've got the payroll set up there. Now, step 6, we're going to establish an accounting schedule. So no matter how much automating you do, automating the rules with transactions, or you're automating your payroll, there's still going to be some aspects of accounting that you need to be verified and done by a human. It's just how it is. So this could include following up on unpaid invoices, verifying employee hours, and paying manual bills. For most agencies, the best way to tackle this is to set aside time each week to do your accounting. So here's a sample schedule of what you could follow, or you could look at. Of course, you're going to want to adjust this based on your schedule and your circumstances, but maybe every single week on like Friday, you're going to reconcile your transactions in QuickBooks, the ones that aren't automatically reconciled. You're going to pay any bills that need to be paid manually, and you're going to follow up on unpaid invoices. And that's going to take you maybe a couple of hours or an hour, depending on how many you need to do. Now, bi-monthly, you're going to want to process payroll for employees or contractors. And every single month, you're going to want to review financial statements, and you're going to want to budget for the coming month. You can set up in QuickBooks automatic financial statements, so they'll just populate into your email. So that's really nice, where you can just, boom, you got your income statement for the week. As long as your bookkeeping is done accurately, as long as it's done correct and on time, it'll populate for you, and it'll give you an idea of what your income and what your expenses were for that period. Now, step 7, you're going to delegate this system. So systems should be set up in a way that someone with proper training can come in and take the manual tasks off your hands. With an accounting system in place, you can choose the manual tasks yourself, or you can hire someone to do them for you. Accounting is easy enough to delegate that as the business owner, you shouldn't have to do it yourself. Instead, you can focus on making key business decisions and growing the business as a whole. Now, finally, step 8, now that you've automated your accounting systems, you have time to focus on other aspects of your business. You have automated what you can, and you've developed a system for everything else. Streamlining your accounting this way will save you 10 to 30 hours a month, depending on the number of transactions and how big your business is right now. Now, if you watch this video and you've implemented everything we've shared here, you're definitely going to be able to save 10 to 30 hours a month on accounting. However, building this process could take you 20 to 30 hours of upfront work once you have all of it built out, and then you still need somebody to do the accounting, to verify the transactions, process manual payments, verify invoices, hours worked, etc. Meaning it's possible you still spend a significant amount of time setting up these systems and then managing them. Or you can work with us, work with me and my team, and we'll build out this entire system for you, meaning you don't lift a finger. We'll build out the system in a way that delivers results from day one, saving you headaches and time because it will start working and you can get back to focusing on other aspects of your business from the get-go. So if you want to take advantage of this automated accounting system and our fractional accounting team, as well as saving 10 to 30 hours a month on your accounting, I've included a link to my calendar below where you can set up a time to jump on a quick call to run through exactly how we can help you and your agency. Thank you so much for your time.